Hey, what's going on guys? Noxus here. This is the first episode of my new series, Should You Space. Over a multitude of episodes, I'm going to delve into some of the most hidden and well-known games in the PlayStation Plus catalog. After reviewing different sections of the game, I will then rate them honestly on a scale of horrendous, bad, poor, alright, good, great, and exceptional, and then give the game a final overarching rating. Hopefully this series will help to put you guys onto some new games and will let you know whether the game is worth the space. If you guys have any recommendations for other games I should review on the catalog, drop a comment down below and make sure to like and subscribe if you guys enjoyed. Anyways, let's jump into this review. Omno was released on September 28th, 2021 and is a 3D puzzle game produced by an indie dev named Jonas Monk. Since I know almost all of you have no clue who that is, he's a German developer who's published 11 games to date, with Omno being his most prominent creation. As I stated before, this is a puzzle game, which relies heavily on logic and thinking throughout your gameplay. Since I know some of you are already asking, there is zero combat in the entire game. For some, it might make this game a write-off, but I think it adds even more character and depth to the game. It results in a calming atmosphere that makes the game a fun game to enjoy to sit back for a few hours and enjoy some simple yet exhilarating puzzles throughout this work of art. The story of Omno is quite a simple yet creative one. The main character is on a mission of pilgrimage to find his people, which along his path he meets his little friend and travels through different areas exploring new landscapes and discovering distinct animals while on his quest. The game starts off pretty mysterious and gives no background information to inform you and lets your exploration and creativity propel your understanding of the game throughout its events. While it may seem like there is no story to tell in Omno, it's actually one of my favorite parts, as the story is not told to you like almost all other games, but rather requires you to be patient and thoughtful as to what you see and the subtle pieces of information given to you that mold it into a small narrative. Now jumping into the story progression, there are these glowing orbs, which we'll call energy orbs for convenience, which are used to open up the gates to move on to the next section, with there typically being 3 to 5 on a map at a time. These orbs may require intense puzzle solving and decision making, time-based platforming, or straightforward collectment of said orb. The game also includes a guide which holds the data for the 41 animals you'll take notes on after interacting with, and the 37 glyphs which depict the lore and motivation behind the journey. That's as far as I can go into the lore without major spoilers, which I'm sure you want to experience for yourselves. When focusing on just the main story, the game takes about 3 to 3.5 hours to complete. It took me just about 5 hours to complete the story and completely 100% the game. Since for most people the content may be lacking and the story not direct enough, I'm giving Omno a good rating for its innovative mindset towards the narrative in games. Surprisingly, the graphics for Omno were actually quite enjoyable. While it didn't propose anything groundbreaking for the industry, this indie game definitely shocked me and far exceeded my expectations when first starting the game. The art style helps to elevate the quality of the graphics through the use of the blocky characters, which almost force you to enjoy the beautiful landscapes with smooth mountains. Also, if you decide to play Omno, make sure to go check out the ledges for beautiful sunsets and backgrounds that make the game even more adoring. Other than that, there's not much to say about the graphics of Omno. As a small indie game, I found it did an excellent job at delivering good artwork with the resources Jonas had. For Omno, I'm giving it a great rating for graphics, as it has far succeeded anything I could have possibly imagined and provides great contrast in art style. Throughout my scouring of the internet, I've only seen positive reviews. I've seen a few reviews about the game being a bit too slow or boring, to which it is constructed to be a break from typical gaming these days and breaks the mold of fast action styled gameplay. Metacritic gave Omno a 76% and Nintendo Life gave it a 7 out of 10. For critic ratings these days, these were pretty fair, as this isn't your typical average adventure game with heavy reliance on story and action. Yet, an indie game that has a very simple concept of puzzles that is delivered smoothly while staying consistent. However, Steam players seem to disagree with critics, as Omno received a 9 out of 10 from players for no short lack of uniqueness and captivity drawn to the game. The reason for this lies in the motive for playing Omno. If you are seeking a game to provide puzzles and soothe you, this game practically provides your niche and makes this a wonderful experience for you. But I and many other gamers who prefer heavily story-based and combat games such as The Last of Us still had an amazing experience with the game from its change and defiance of modern day games and clarity. From the community reception, I have to give Omno a good rating for its slight critiqueful but positive response. Because Omno is a small indie game, it only required minimal space to download. It only took up about 2 gigabytes of space on my PS5. Even with the lack of space used by the game, I still found the graphics and landscapes to be quite beautiful and an immersive experience. Definitely a great game to download and mess around with because of the small percentage it takes up of the total console storage. Out of the available 667 gigabytes of free space on your console, Omno takes about 0.3% of your storage. Overall, I have to give Omno an exceptional rating for its success in minimizing storage consumption. Luckily, I have several praises for Omno to discuss with you guys. If you're a trophy completionist or just trying to get to that next trophy level, Omno has your needs suited. Throughout the couple hours of gameplay and 100%ing the game, there were 4 bronze, 9 silver, 8 gold, and 1 platinum trophy. I personally saw my trophy level rise by about 3, which is absolutely incredible for PlayStation achievements. The simplicity was another positive factor of the game. With no outside information from previous games or advanced gaming mechanics present in the game, it makes it easy for anyone with any level of experience with gaming to jump in and start having a great time. My final praise of Omno is how the story is presented to you. Unlike most games, in Omno you can just blow right past all unnecessary items and rush to finish your adventure following the pilgrimage of your people. However, if you decide to spend the extra time to check out certain lore items, they can give you clues about where your people were trying to go and what they were running from. Those are just some of the compliments I wanted to throw out there before diving into some of my issues with the game. One of the biggest complaints that everyone has experienced while playing is just how short the game is. By the time I really started to delve into the lore and the actual game itself, I only had about an hour left of game time remaining. With no additional DLC or sequel in sight for the game, being able to get experience and involved in the Omno world has been a big challenge for me, and I'm sure many others. The game also doesn't innovate any new aspects to the gaming genre, and instead opts to pull mechanics from other games to combine together in one world. There were moments throughout my experience where the game drastically dropped in FPS, particularly during large sections where you were traveling down huge mountains, and moments where game mechanics felt a bit janky and unpolished when providing the game with multiple inputs at a time. Those are the 2 main complaints I've come across while playing Omno, which is great for a lone developer. After factoring in all the above aspects of Omno, I have to say that it has earned the rating of a great game. I truly had an amazing time playing Omno, and some of its strong suits were definitely its art style, storage compression, and simplicity throughout. I would definitely recommend this game to someone who is new to gaming to help adjust to basic movements, but also to gaming veterans to play a game with a different playstyle and thinking from a typical AAA game. Well, that's been it for this Should You Play. Make sure to like and subscribe if you guys enjoyed for future reviews, and comment any ideas for game suggestions on the PS Plus catalog too while you're at it. Have a great morning, day, or evening. See y'all. Noxus out. P.S. I just want to say thank you guys for all the recent support. Over the past 3 weeks of uploading content, I have already amassed over 2,000 views and over 35 watch hours. Slowly, I'm seeing something that would have seemed like just a whimsical dream just a month ago turn into a reality. Make sure to check out some of my Jedi Survivor videos in the description if you guys enjoyed for tutorials and more commentary videos. Thanks for listening to this little ending rant. See ya. Noxus truly out.